Draft day is over. And I hope you had as much fun as I did. So, I mean, it was getting a little toasty in there in that pizza place. But hey, it wasn't at my mom's house, right? And that's all that matters, because you guys hate going to houses. You want to go to restaurants. So you should be happy we went to a restaurant. Had a good time. And we dominated. Well, two teams dominated, I think, in the draft. But I'll get to that in a little bit. So, hope you all had a fun time. Probably do it at that place or Minsky's next year. One of those two, probably. We'll see what we get. I gotta move this. It's bugging me when I move my head back. There we go. How about if I just turn it? There we go. Okay. Yeah, I know what you're waiting for. You've been waiting all weekend for this since the draft. Everyone waits for this. The commissioner's ranking list. I know. I look forward to it too. Because you know where I always put myself. And you know where I always put the guys I want to beat. Yeah. Alright, no, I really was honest, I think. But looking through the draft, you know, everyone did a good job drafting. I don't think there was really any, and you take out the keepers, I don't think there was any really blowout bids or super like bargains. I think everyone went for about the price around the price they went for. If you can think of something, then let me know. I think there's some possibly good keepers next year, though, with the rookies that could be studs, like Devonta Freeman could be the man in Atlanta, and the rookie of the league, Brian Coleman, got Devonta Freeman for $8. That could be a big-time keeper. I got Trey Mason for $1. I don't know if he's going to do anything, but it's worth a shot. I think Mike O'Reilly got something good. He got Andre Williams for $6. I mean, he could be their stud next year. He also got Bryce Brown for $8. According to a couple guys at the draft, Bryce Brown's going to be the starting running back in Buffalo. I will see. There was another one. Oh, Craig. Craig likes to draft. He got James White for $1, and I'm not going to give him credit because now they're already talking about cutting Stephen Ridley. So James White for $1. Oh my gosh, that might really. I hope you. I mean, obviously that means, hey, next year probably LaShawn McCoy will be on the bidding block again, because there's no way you're going to keep. Well, McCoy or Lacey, well, you're not going to keep both of them. You'll probably keep James White if he's the starter. All right. Well, I want to get to this, get this over with, because I'll just tell you now, I don't have my team in the top rankings. So let's just get this over with. I usually do groups of 4. Bottom 4, middle 4, and top 4. But I don't really have a top 4, and I don't really have a bottom 4. So I'll just do a group of the lower areas, and I'll have to say I really don't want to throw this guy under the bus, but there's one team I really didn't like, and I think it had to do with that person sitting like the furthest away from the whole draft. Like, I even begged him, hey man, why don't you sit up here? Why don't you sit over here? Why don't you sit at this table right next to me so I can hear you? You just refused. I mean, are you contagious? I know you didn't feel good. And that was the other thing. Maybe you not feeling good had something for you to do with it. But Efren, not digging the team, bro. Colin Kaepernick, hopefully he can do something for you. I just think he's just okay. Monty Ball is your man, and Arian Foster will be okay until he gets hurt. And then you got 2 wide receivers, Edelman, Andre Johnson, and maybe probably Sammy Watkins. So you got those. I know what you're going to be doing. It's obvious your team is going to be Jimmy Graham and Rob Gronkowski. You're going to start 2 tight ends all the time, and that you're going to prove me wrong, because those 2 guys are going to get you 20 points probably a game, right? But you still need to start 2 running backs, and technically, and when Arian Foster goes down, you're going to have 1. Okay? Simple as that. You only have to start 2 wide receivers, which will be Edelman and Andre Johnson. That's clear. So I know you're going to say, I'll prove you wrong, Corey, which, hey, I want you to, as long as you don't beat me. But I have you at the end. Kccffl, you and I are always going to agree to disagree on this, because I just can't spend all my wad on the top 3-4 players. So you got Drew Brees at a pretty good price, I might say. $34, pretty good. You got Brees, and you got Marshawn Lynch. Ben Tate, not bad, I guess. He's still have to prove himself. And then you spent your money on Antonio Brown and Dez Bryant. But man, you saved so much money having Jordan Cameron. I figured you would have got like, I don't know, one other stud. So I don't know how you went down and used pretty much all your money. I don't know how you just got stuck with. You got Dez Bryant, Antonio Brown. Oh, that's where you spent all your money. Those two, and Marshawn Lynch and Drew Brees. And then the rest of your team. So you'll be starting 2 stud receivers, 1 stud running back, 1 stud quarterback. But then Ben Tate's iffy. You don't really have a third receiver. And you got Jordan Cameron. I'm sorry, I'm not seeing it, bro. I hope you can prove me wrong, but just don't be me either. So those are the 2 teams I have near the end. And here's some other teams, like the rookie, one of the rookies, Ryan. Your team's okay. I'm not sold on Toby Gerhart. I've seen him play in Minnesota, and I just think he gets it. To me, he averages 2 yards a carry, it seems like. But if you get 30 carries a game, well, that's 60 yards. The quarterback's not bad. And you got Shane Vereen. That's the running back I like on your team. Gerhart, not sold on. And Danny Woodhead is good. It's just will he be like consistently getting you 15 points a game? You do have a good possible keeper, Latavius Murray. That could be a stud for you. By the way, Efren, I tried to get him for you on your team for $1. I tried to get Latavius Murray for you, but he came in at 2, and I was like, what? I almost went 3, but I didn't. Sorry. I think you only had $1 left, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, Ryan. So you have Calvin Johnson. Oh, here's what happened. Wes Welker. He already got 1 concussion, and he might come back. But I just don't know if he's going to be a whole year thing now. So you got Calvin, Torrey Smith I'm not sold on, and Quan Bolden I like, and Vernon Davis. And the Seahawks defense. But I think the Seahawks defense isn't going to be all that. I think they're going to be awesome, but not all that. So anyway, I got you 3 at the bottom. Then I was teeter-tottering with one team being at the bottom or in the middle. And that team, yeah, that's the Iowa loser Hawkeye team. Andrew, yeah, I love you got Peyton Manning. You kept him. You got Le'Veon Bell, which now I just don't. You might be starting Bell and Blunt at the same time. Who knows? And Rashad Jennings and Ray Rice. I like your running backs, okay? I dig it. But I'm pretty sure you were the one telling me, it's not about running backs in your league, Corey. It's not. It's all about wide receivers and quarterback. Come on. Well, guess what? Kelvin Benjamin probably what might do good for you. But after that, you got Kendall Wright and Justin Hunter. Why would you draft both of them? Because now you're going to be flip-flopping. Who do I start this week? Kendall Wright or Justin Hunter? I don't know. And then Josh Gordon will be suspended for a while. He will not come back right away. And when he does, I don't think he's going to jump right in. He'll jump right in maybe a couple weeks later. Dennis Pitta and Zach Ertz. You might be starting 2 tight ends. Who knows? I like your defense, so there. But your team, to me, you're kind of missing 1 hole for sure. You might be missing 2. I'm not positive. Right now, your team, it's kind of like the Iowa Hawkeyes. You think they're good, but they're not. So, sorry. But I can't wait to go to the football game with you in November. All right, other guys in the middle now. Me, okay. My team, I don't think is going to win the champ. I don't even know if I'll make the playoffs this year, but I'm going to fight. I like Matt Stafford, obviously. I went crazy hard for him. I got Frank Gore and Carlos Hyde, which Carlos Hyde might be my new keeper next year, I hope. Steven Jackson, yeah, that's a little scary. But I got Alfred Morris and DeMarco Murray. I love my running back crew. You know I love running backs. That's my running back crew. I like two of my main starting receivers, Jordy Nelson and Larry Fitzgerald. And I like my backup of Reuben Randall. Okay? I'm happy with Delaney Walker. I don't know why anyone hates. Delaney Walker is a good, safe tight end. It's not, ecstatic like Rob Gronkowski and Jimmy and Julio or Julius or whatever his name is. But he's good. And I got my Chiefs defense who's going to be pretty decent, or Houston. I like my team. I think I should make the playoffs. I don't know if I'll win it, but I should make the playoffs, I think. So, suck it. Who else? Mike O'Reilly, I got you in the middle with me too, buddy. Where are you at? Aaron Rodgers, Jamal Charles, Chris Johnson. Jamal's not going to be what he is. That's why I sold him. But he'll be good next year, maybe. I think Jamal will be great. I'm sorry. He'll be good. I'll give you that. But not great. He'll be good. Chris Johnson, we'll see. And then, you got Cordell Patterson, Jeremy Maclin, who will eventually get hurt too, Golden Tate. You got a lot of good number 2 receivers. Greg Olson's going to be a stud. That's it. So you're in the middle with me. I'm moving on. I'm sorry. Brian Coleman, the other rookie. For starting $15 short, your team for starting $15 short ain't too shabby. Cam Newton, you'll have a dilemma of what quarterback to start. RG3, Cam Newton, or Andy Dalton. So have fun with that mess, because they're all pretty decent. But you got Zach Stacy, and that's about it for running backs, buddy. You have one running back, D'Angelo Williams. D'Angelo Williams averages, 15 yards a game? Not like per carry. It's 15 yards a game, it seems like. Your receivers, yeah, they're pretty decent. Brandon Marshall, Randall Cobb, and Emmanuel Sanders is going to be a stud. And Marcus Wheaton, I think, will be a stud. And then you got Julius Thomas. So you're set. You might even, who knows, you might be starting 2 tight ends with Martellus Bennett. I don't think so, because you got 3 receivers you're going to want to start. So I do like your team, and I like your chances of going to the playoffs. Maybe you can make a trade, because I think the problem is you still just have 1 running back. You need 2. Technically, you need 3, but you need at least 2. All right, last one, Jim. I got Jim Edmondson in the middle. I like Tom Brady. Giovanni Bernard, Reggie Bush, and Ryan Matthews are somewhat solid. And Victor Cruz and Roddy White are somewhat solid. And Brandon Cooks could be the Rookie of the Year. And Kyle Rudolph. Okay, anyway, middle of the road. Next. Another middle of the road team. Jimmy Masters. I think your team is going to do okay, but I think you're, like I said in the other video, you're going to be way too busy to worry about fantasy football. A new baby, a new job, a new town that you're moving to, a whole new city, a whole new state. You're got a lot on your plate, man, and I completely understand if you forget to set your lineup, but don't forget to set your lineup, because that will really tick me off. But you got Nick Foles, Adrian Peterson, Trent Richardson, C.J. Spiller, but you do have a ton of good receivers, I think. Keenan Allen, Michael Floyd, Pierre Garçon. Okay, 3 good receivers. Not a ton, just 3. And Jason Witten. I like Jason Witten. He's always going to be awesome. He's like the new... I think Witten is now the new Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez, everyone just loved and respected him. Well, that's Jason Witten. All right, one other team before I get to my top 2. Who will be it? Mark Winslow. I don't like your quarterbacks. I mean, I do. I like Jay Cutler. But he's not like a super standout. I like Jay Cutler. But you got areas at running back that concern me. Doug Martin, okay. But Jones, Drew, and then that's about it. I mean, you got a flex, possibly. Fred Jackson or Darren Sproles. Your receivers are obviously Studley. I know it's obvious what route you went. A.J. Green, Alshon Jeffries, Julio Jones, and Steve Smith. And yes, Dwayne Bowe will be okay. So I'm loving your receivers, but your running backs are, because you loved your receivers too, you got weak at running back. You didn't do the balance thing. You went all here, very little here. And I think Travis Kelce might be a sleeper stud this year, the way he's been playing in preseason. So that's it. You're in the middle. My top two teams, I don't know which one is better, but Travis Weirs, you somehow made it in my top two team tier for the Keeper League, not the Auction League. Keeper League. Andrew Luck you kept, so that's a given. But you went with the receiver thing too, I think, but you got more balance than Mark, because you got Bishop Sankey, which could be a keeper, probably a keeper. You got, and his keeper, or his handcuff, Sean Green. You got Andre Ellington, who's going to get the ball, they keep telling me, so he's going to be good. And you got Joique Bell, who's going to get those receptions. He'll probably get 6 to 7 receptions a game, so he'll average a decent points. And Noshawn Marino, if he starts in healthy, he'll be good. And receivers, Mike Evans, good rookie, good and be good. Demaryius Thomas, you kept him, he's going to be good. Reggie Wayne, he'll probably be pretty good, not as good as last year or the year before. He's going to tank a little, but he's going to be good. But you got Vincent Jackson and Percy Harvin too. I mean, you got some good receiver depth, and you got starting running backs, or decent running backs. And Jordan Reed at tight end. I like that team. My overall favorite team, oh, Craigie Poo. I mean, if you really screwed it up, I would have been pissed, because, I mean, you had started with Lacey and McCoy at good prices. And you got $15 out of Ryan. So you got Forte now. So now you got the top 3 out of 5 running backs in the draft. And then you got a possible stud keeper, maybe, in James White. I mean, stud keeper, I don't know, but possible keeper in James White with this possible Stephen Ridley might be cut. And I like Matt Ryan, and your receivers aren't bad either. Crabtree, number 1. Decker, number 1. T.Y. Hilton, number 1. Mike Wallace, number 1. So you got good receivers for your 2 receivers, because you're not going to be playing 3 receivers. You're always going to be playing 2 until the bye weeks happen. Well, week 9 you do have you got 2 running backs on a bye, so I see that. So you'll play week 9. You'll play 3 receivers, but you're good there. Heath Miller is a safe, and Charles Clay are safe tight ends. So yeah, I think your team is the best, should be the best, and you should win this league this year. Saying all that, I hope I jinxed the crap out of you. Anyway, I'm sure I'm over 20 minutes. No, I'm not. I'm at 18. I got another minute and a half to talk before you guys really get tired of hearing my voice. So, I like the draft. We had a good time. Don't forget to do your NFL pick'ems. The Royals. Keep rooting for the Royals. Don't forget, the Royals season's not over, even though the Chiefs have begun. The Royals could be playing into October. And let's see if they can get all the way to the end of October. That'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome. I mean, it's kind of right on schedule. When I was 8 years old, no, when I was 10 years old, that's when the Royals won the World Series. Guess what? My twins are 10 years old. Comes full circle. Whatever. All right, fellas. Take care. I'll see you later. Peace!